Here are 10 mistakes buyers make when buying a home in Gilbert, Arizona. Number one, they ignore the neighborhood. And what I mean by that is that they simply don't do their research. So most of our communities here in Gilbert have HOAs associated with them. And with each HOA, you're gonna have different rules and therefore different guidelines for how you can enjoy your home in that community. So it's so important that you do your research. Number two mistake that buyers make when buying in Gilbert is they think that they can skip the home inspection. We do have a lot of newer built homes here in Gilbert, but that doesn't mean that you can skip that home inspection. Just because it's a newer home, there are, even with brand new homes, always little things that we find because homes are not perfect. They're all built by contractors that are imperfect themselves. So having a home inspection is going to be super valuable, and the money that you will spend on that home inspection, I'm telling you, will save money in the long run. Because if you can find out issues with that home ahead of time, and then we can go back to the seller to have them correct those items, that's going to save you a ton of money down the road. So don't skip the home inspection. Number three mistake buyers make when buying in Gilbert is they forget that they need to get pre-approved before they even start their home search. This is a really important process because this will dictate what your budget is. So again, it's super important that you talk to a professional lender, have them run through all of your options because there are a lot of options. Different lenders will also have different programs, so it might be advantageous for you to talk to a couple different lenders, see what programs they have available, look at what all your options are so that you know ahead of time what is your budget. One of the worst things that you can do is think your budget is here and find out it's here, and now you have to look at homes for even less than what you originally thought. So get pre-approved first. Number four mistake buyers make is they forget to plan for all the costs. So when you buy a home, there are a lot of costs associated with it. Not only do you have the price of the home and your down payment, but you have closing costs. You may have realtor's fees in there. You're gonna have an inspection cost. If the home is in an HOA, which more than likely in Gilbert it is, you're gonna have HOA fees. So make sure that before you go into even making an offer on a home, you know what all of those costs associated with buying that home are. Number five mistake that buyers make is they forget to drive by at different times of day. So when you find that home that you love and you wanna make an offer on it, this is a really important factor. Drive by on the weekends, drive by in the evenings, drive by during the workday. Find out what your neighbors are doing because all of that is going to be a really important factor when it comes to living and enjoying your home. For example, if you have neighbors that are out and they like to work on cars, you may or may not find that appealing. For example, if you have yard work being done or maybe airplanes that fly overhead, those are all really important factors that come to how you're going to enjoy your home. So drive by that home at different times of day to make sure you're okay with all that is happening around you. Number six mistake that buyers make when buying a home in Gilbert, Arizona is they simply wait too long to actually make an offer. In this market, and really any market, the good stuff is always gonna go quick. So when it comes to making an offer, if you love it and it's the right one, then you need to work with your realtor to jump on making that offer sooner than later, because chances are, if you wait, it may not be there the next day. Number seven mistake that buyers make is they forget to plan for their commute. So that's an important piece. And not only plan for your commute, but check it at different times of day. So if you're gonna be commuting in the morning or in the middle of the day, your travel times may vary. It's also important to consider proximity to the freeway if that's important to you. So always check your commute and plan for that. Number eight mistake that buyers make is they forget to plan for what's their potential resale value gonna be down the road. So for example, a really big issue when it comes to resale on homes is whether or not they back up to a major road. So right now, maybe that road's not developed or maybe the traffic isn't too bad, but you really do need to think about in the future, is this road gonna get busier? Is that gonna affect my home's value? There are other things as well that you need to take in consideration, but when you buy a home, if you're not planning on having that be your forever home, I think it's really important that you take into consideration what's the future resale value gonna be. Number 9 mistake that buyers make is they overextend themselves on their budget. This goes back to an earlier item we had where it's really important to get pre-approved. But I would add to that, stick with your budget, because when you overextend, you're gonna feel that for a very, very long time. However, I do feel like there's a really important caveat when it comes to this. Sometimes it's okay to push yourself too, because what you're buying today, in theory, over time is going to appreciate in value. In theory, you're going to be making more over time, and so that payment will get more comfortable. But at the same time, don't overextend yourself, because nobody wants to have to go and sell a year or two down the road because they just simply can't afford that home either. And last but not least, number 10 mistake that buyers make when it comes to buying a home in Gilbert, Arizona is they think they can do it on their own. And this is a big one. In today's day and age, you need a professional realtor that can help guide you in the process. So every single one of these items that I've shared with you today are things that I talk about with my buyers when it comes to talking to them about that buying process and ultimately setting them up for success. So if that is you and you're thinking about making a move to Gilbert, Arizona, I would love to help you. I specialize in Gilbert. I live here in Gilbert. No one knows it better than me. And when it comes to buying, it's so important that you have a professional working on your behalf. So please feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching.